Hashtag Act 3, the wake and the harbor. Hashtag 6, the storm at the stellar margin. The relay had begun to close its doors, which was a good reason to leave and a poor reason to leave gracefully. Cyrus got the paper sail free of the berth on the second try. On the first, an old docking tooth held her by the underside and made the whole ship groan like a kettle being asked an unfair question. On the second, Cindy Lou kicked the release housing with the heel of her boot. Technical intervention, she said. It was moved by the force of your argument. It was moved by my boot. Arguments have feet. The tooth let go. The paper sail backed from the relay's open mouth. Behind them, the access doors came together with the embarrassed patience of machinery that had just remembered its job. The prince sat on the bench with the rose bell locked between his knees. Its fan was making a thin, offended tick. The glitch stood in the pilot's nook, one hand on the bulkhead, watching the relay through the unfiltered porthole. His collar was still unfastened at the throat. The first pull came sideways. There was no sound in space. There was the cup on the galley shelf sliding 2 fingers' width against its strap. There was the kettle swinging hard enough to strike the counter. There was Cyrus's loose left boot lifting from the deck, and then coming down wrong. Cindy Lou caught the edge of the console. That is not our turn. No, Cyrus said. Outside, the Oz relay warped. Its outer ring seemed to tilt in the black, though the coordinates themselves had gone soft. Beyond it, the stellar margin was lit from within. Not by stars, by weather. Long curtains of blue-violet plasma folded across the black. Green fire ran through them. The route display labeled the whole impossible thing navigational variance. That is a terrible phrase, said the prince. It has gone in for understatement, Cyrus said. The ship lurched again. The relay dwindled behind them too quickly. The navigation console woke all at once. Its new alert tone was gentle, expensive, and entirely unwelcome. Wake ordnance contingency, it said. Unmapped medium detected. Initiating uncaused passage. Cyrus reached for the panel. Cindy Lou put a wrench across his wrist. Read it. I've read all the words in it before. I disliked them then. Read it. The console continued. Pleased to have an audience. Feather sails. Minimize profile. Release all external claims. Remain uncaused. Glide without displacement until authorized assistance arrives. The paper sail S-panels folded close. Her fins flattened. The blue wave on her side vanished under the pale shimmer of a grace field. Cyrus felt the change in the wheel before he saw it. The manual yoke went light beneath his hands. He turned it left. There was no answer. Not resistance, not slackness, nothing. He might have been turning a wheel painted on a wall. Cyrus, said the glitch, I am listening with both paws. Ordnance passage has priority over manual navigation. Of course it does. Why have navigation during weather? A blue strand of plasma crossed their path. The grace field opened around the bow without a ripple. The paper sail passed through, the lamps dimmed, and the rose bell clicked. No impact. No drag. No course correction. The yoke remained weightless. Cyrus tried the thrusters. The console accepted the command, considered it, and displayed a small note, action deferred to preserve grace. He looked through the porthole. The storm was not a wall. This was layers, clear places that became hot, bands of color doing slow work on the dark. Past a fold of gold, he saw a brown-gray roundness. A moon, perhaps. Rock. A chance. It was also far away. Can you get a line to it? He asked the prince. The prince lifted his signal reader. Its screen was wild with noise. I can get thousands of lines. None will hold still. Choose one that looks useful. That is not how maps work. Today it is. We have a very progressive map. The prince studied the screen, lips pressed together. There is a gravity reading beyond the storm, small, rocky. It has air. Air is nice, Cyrus said. I have always been a supporter. It may not be landable. Nothing is until somebody damages a landing strut. Cindy Lou leaned over the readout. He is wrong about the distance. The prince looked at her. It is closer, she said. The relay's collapse has thrown our clock. We are not being pulled through the storm. The storm is moving over us. That is better? Cyrus asked. No. The ship drifted deeper into the color. The glitch's coat mirrors caught blue, green, and old rust red, returning the cabin in pieces. Could we wait it out? The prince asked. The glitch had already opened the relay schematics on the auxiliary screen. No, the field is collapsing in waves. It will carry us until the sails burn or the power fails. Thank you, Cyrus said, very calming. Do you have a pamphlet? The glitch did not answer. His finger had stopped midway down a line of old code. Cyrus kept turning the yoke. Left, right, a little toward the moon, a little away. The wheel gave him nothing. The ship went where the plasma took her, smooth as a sigh and just as useless. He knew useless smoothness was dangerous. A belt that ran too quietly had slipped. A latch that opened without complaint had stopped catching. His hands knew before his head did. Cindy, he said, what is the field doing to the hull? It is making us non-interactive. Say that in the language of wrench. We are not pushing the weather is not pushing us, we are passing through each other. Like the port, yes. A longer pause followed. It had room in it for the storm. Cyrus looked at the feathered sail and remembered the rail at the craters of torment, the stone risen smooth and beautiful. Then the anchorite's boot on it, the full hard thud. Cyrus pulled the manual sail release. It did not move. Of course, he said. Cindy Lou was beside him before he asked. The ordnance has it locked. Can you open it? Not from here. Can you open it from somewhere more inconvenient? She looked toward the service crawl space behind the galley shelf. Yes. Excellent. That is why I hired you without asking. You did not hire me. I did not ask. She had already gone, wrench in one hand and the clear packet of nav beacon grit in the other. The grit sparked weakly against her palm. The prince moved to clear the passage. The rose bell made a distinctly disapproving little cough when he nudged it. The glitch remained at the screen. Manual deployment will increase our cross-section. That is the point, Cyrus said. It will increase plasma contact. Yes. It may strip the outer hull. Then it will have to take a number and wait behind the port. The glitch's mouth made that same small movement it had made in the quiet amphitheater. It will create a wake. Cyrus looked at him. Yes. Wake ordnance procedures exist to prevent us from leaving a trace, I know. The glitch looked at the code again. No, to prevent a wake from becoming evidence of fault. The storm put one bright hand across the porthole. The hull shivered without being struck. Cindy! Lou's voice came muffled from the crawlspace. The sail lock is on a protected circuit. Can you protect it less? It has 3 separate approvals. 3, Cyrus said. That is almost a family. One is the autopilot, one is the collision veil, one is crew safety. Crew safety is me, said Cyrus. I approve recklessly. It requires a consensus code. The prince came to the crawlspace opening. What does it ask? Cindy Lou read from the small panel. Release of grace field may result in contact, recordable displacement, damage to exterior surfaces, failure of curated passage, or personal consequence. Personal consequence, Cyrus said. Always the fancy one. The console gave a soft chime. Reminder, remain uncaused. Cyrus let go of the yoke with one hand. The wheel did not pull back. It did not even remember him. He slapped the center of it, not hard, only enough to hear the hollow plastic answer. A ship had a bow for the same reason a hand had knuckles. It was meant to meet something. The understanding was in his palm, wheel too light, sail too flat, deck failing to press against his boots. You can't steer a thing that refuses to touch, he said. Nobody replied. They were all busy, which made the words better. Cyrus put both hands back on the yoke and turned it toward the closest dark fold in the plasma. It was not toward the moon. It was not even near it. Cyrus, said Cindy Lou from the crawlspace. That goes into the heavier band. I know. That is wrong. It may be. It is visibly wrong. Thank you. I need the sail. The old habit offered him a riddle and a place to hide inside it. He had no room for either. I need the sail, he said again, plain this time. And I need the blocks loose enough to shift. Glitch, aft hold. Prince, help him. Cindy, release the field. I'm taking us where it can push back. The ship heard him because the ship had always heard him. The others did too. The glitch's hand tightened on the edge of the console. The blocks are cross-strapped. We will need to unlock the magnetic rails. Do it. Moving 1,600 kilos in this condition is unsafe. Yes. Which side? Port, he said. Cindy Lou climbed halfway out of the crawl space. Starboard. If the moon is where the prince says, port will roll us away from it. The prince held his reader up. The moon is moving, or the map is. Useful, said Cindy Lou. I am sorry. No, you are not. You are accurate. I am not certain. Cindy Lou swore once, very softly. It was not a word Cyrus had heard from her before. Starboard, she said. Why? Because I want to be right. She looked at the screen, then away from it. And that is not the same as knowing. The packet of nav grit flashed in her hand. She opened it. What are you doing? The prince asked, making a window. She poured the grit into the diagnostic port. The display burst white, then showed moving points. Dense plasma bright, thin plasma dark. The ship aimed left of the moon. Cindy Lou stared at it. Port, she said. Cyrus did not smile. Good. I was wrong. Also good. We have a direction. She went back into the crawl space. Field release on 3, she called. But the armor is keyed to the crew profiles. It will try to rebuild. Of course it will. It is using stored avoidance patterns as a compensator. The glitch was already moving aft. His coat brushed the hatch rim. The mirrors, he said. Cyrus turned in his seat. What about them? They are reflective. The field recognizes them as exterior continuity. That sentence has several bad endings. It will read the coat as a shield. The glitch unfastened 2 clasps. The pages inside whispered dryly. He drew one panel of lining outward. Old ledgers were sewn against the wool. Between them, silver mirrors shone in rows. Can you remove them? Cyrus asked. Yes. Do you want help? No. That was not a refusal exactly. It was a procedure. Cyrus let it stand. The glitch took out a small maintenance blade from his sleeve. He slid it under the first thread. The mirror came free with a soft tearing sound. He looked at it in his palm. It showed only a sliver of his own thumb. Then he put it into the empty diagnostic slot Cindy Lou had opened. The console flashed. External reflective material detected. Good, Cyrus said. Feed it to the monster. The glitch removed another mirror. And another. Not fast. The lining had been stitched to stay. In the aft hold, metal coughed. The prince's voice came over the ship intercom. The first block is free. Do not let it become a passenger, Cyrus said. It has very clear wishes. What are they? It wishes to remain basalt. Finally, a professional. The blocks began moving along the hold rails. The ship leaned under their mass. The declared basalt went portside, 1 block at a time, guided by the prince and the glitch. Cyrus, the prince called. The second rail is jammed. Kick it, said Cyrus. I do not think that is appropriate. Then ask it firmly. The intercom clicked. A pause. The glitch has kicked it, said the prince. See? Teamwork. A red vein of plasma crossed the bow. The paper sail glided into it without disturbance. Cyrus could feel the false safety in that. Prince, he said, the emergency broadcaster, can you put those frequencies through it? The prince appeared in the hatch, breathless, one hand braced on the frame. All of them? All the lonely signals, all the ones you kept. They are records. They are sound. They are not ours to use. No, Cyrus said. But they were sent. Let them meet something. The prince looked at his wrist slate, 3 years of narrow columns, every call he had heard. Cyrus knew that look, a hand on a latch too long to know which way the door opened. The rose bell ticked from its bunk. The prince pressed the slate into the broadcast slot. "Do not erase them," he said. "I won't. I mean it. I know." He entered the command. The transmitter came on with a dry pop, one weather station's 40-second call, then another, then 100. All the small calls of the sector rose through the paper sail's battered antenna, repeated so long they had become almost music. It was vibration through the floor and a pale line on the display. The plasma changed color around it. The storm had something to press against. Cindy Lou's voice came from the crawl space. "I have 2 mirrors in the circuit. I need one more." The glitch put the 3rd mirror in. He had pulled a loosened ledger page free with it. The paper fluttered at his wrist. "Field release," Cindy Lou said. 3, 2, 1. The grace field went out. For one breath, the paper sail became herself again. Her patched white hull flashed in the plasma. The blue wave down her side returned, crooked and incomplete. The dent in her nose showed plainly. Her sail sprang outward with a crack of old joints and tape. The storm struck them, not violently, not kindly, truly. The yoke kicked in Cyrus's hand so hard it drove his wrists back. He laughed once through his teeth, not because it was funny, but because at last it was there. Pressure, a shove, the weather's hand on the ship's shoulder. "Now," he said. The ballast hit the port rail's magnetic stops. Thud. All 4 blocks came down into their catches together. The sound went through Cyrus's boots and the galley cupboard. The paper sail rolled hard, then held. The basalt declared in clear black letters gave the sail something to turn around. 4 boring stones, admitting exactly what they weighed. Cyrus hauled the yoke left. This time the ship answered. She pushed her visible bow into the red and gold band. The sail filled with charged light, bowed, strained, held. Plasma tore past the hull. One strip of tape caught fire, blew, and went out. Cindy Lou came out of the crawl space with black grit on her face. "Port ballast stable. Excellent. The 2nd clamp is making a sound. Everything is making a sound. This one is bad. Then we will make a better one later." The ship angled. The moon appeared again through the weather, larger now, brown, gray, and plain. It had no port ring, no recorded planet in its windows. It sat there with its rock exposed to space, minding its own unapproved business. The prince held the transmitter line steady. His records joined the storm, bent through it, and came back altered. The glitch stood in the hatch with his coat open. 3 mirrors were gone. Through the gaps, Cyrus could see the glitch's chest rise and fall. "More current on the sail seam," Cindy Lou said. "We have it," said Cyrus. "You do not." "No, but you do." She gave him a look. It did not make him smaller. Then she was back at the service panel, not waiting for a second certainty. The paper sail drove on. Behind them, where the grace field would have made a clean absence, the storm began to show what they had done. A wake opened in the plasma. It was a broad, twisting river of blue, copper, rose, and green. Displaced weather curled after them in 2 luminous arms, pulsing with the prince's frequencies and scattered by the mirrors. The basalt gave it a center. The paper's sail-s visible dented bow cut the first bright channel, and the wake went on for thousands of kilometers, making the black itself look moved. Every active sensor in the glass sea would see it. Port windows whose recordings slipped would catch a piece. People would see a ship had gone through something and something had moved because it went. Cyrus could not see the whole wake from the pilot's seat. He saw it in pieces in the porthole, in the flicker on the console, in the small mirrors still sewn to the glitch's coat. It was enough. "Citation," the console said faintly from somewhere under the alarms. "Unauthorized displacement." Cindy Lou pulled its speaker wire loose. The sound stopped. The storm gave him one last long shove. Cyrus rode it with the yoke heavy and real under his hands. He did not make a riddle. He did not make an exit. He held the turn until the moon filled the forward glass. Then the plasma fell behind them, still shining. #7, the 6-second landing. The moon had ordinary dust. Cyrus saw it before